For me, the real revelation of this piece is at the end, where Œdipe says, "Je n'ai rien fait." I haven't done anything. In fact, I've fought against this fate, this awful destiny, for the whole of my life. And so I won. I beat destiny because I'm a good man. I did the right things. And I think that's a lesson that we all have to learn as human beings, is that we have to hold on to our humanity and our kindness. And even if things go wrong, the fact that we tried to do the right thing is incredibly important and should be a comfort to us. We have a role, Œdipe, which is huge. I mean, it's an enormous vocal task to take on. And it comes with an enormous vocal range. It's both low and high. It's both loud and soft. And it's unbelievably long. 2.5 hours probably almost on stage, singing for most of that time. It requires an immense blend of both lyricism, an ability to sing softly, sweetly, to convey emotion, but also enough physical power to carry these huge dramatic moments, like the confrontation with Tiresias in Act 3, the confrontation with Créon in Act 4, which are huge, Wagnerian, massive in scale. And then the moment when my children, Œdipe's children, come to him when he's taken his eyes out, and the ability to bring the sound world back to this incredibly quiet, emotional place, and then blended with huge spoken monologues over the music. So it's a vast thing to take on, and the first time I did it, I wasn't sure that I'd be able to do it. But this is one of those roles that's very, very special because it asks things of you that you never thought perhaps you would be able to do. I started singing actually as a bass when I was 18, 19 years old. And then I sort of trained my voice over the years to be able to sing higher. But fortunately for me, I never lost the bottom of my voice, and that's what Œdipe requires. It has a lot of singing right in the bottom register of a baritone or even a bass baritone's range. So one of the huge challenges of this role vocally is that whereas I'm just trying to think of other roles that I can mention, but things like Golo in Pelléas and Mélisande, Rigoletto, Wozzeck even. Actually, Wozzeck is perhaps the most similar role to Œdipe in terms of its vocal range. It's huge, again, really a full 2 octaves that you need, a little bit more than 2 octaves, which is big for an operatic role. And in the same way as with Wozzeck, it requires this sort of dramatic declamation of things, as well as a deep insight into the character and an ability to act. Wajdi, very early on in the rehearsal process, came to me and said, "Look, I have this idea for Œdipe. I don't know whether you're going to like it or not, but I feel Œdipe should never move until the moment that he realizes that he's married his mother, that he's the father of his own brothers and sisters, and that he's killed his father, that destiny has come true, that he has done all the things that Apollo told him to do." It was very hard during the rehearsals, but more and more I understood why he wanted that. That Œdipe is this one fixed, real point, if you like, the pivotal character, around which there is this fantastic world of crazy characters and incredible costumes and wild sets and all of these things happening around him, orbiting him, washing up like the sea around him as a little island. And then at the moment that he discovers that in fact Apollo spoke the truth and he would do these awful things, that his destiny would be fulfilled, the world breaks underneath him, and then he's free. And then he is broken and running in a world that he's then trying to make sense of.
Soleil, tu vois, messieurs, pour la dernière fois.
Œdipe is a character that you have to commit to 100%. When I start the role, I don't quite know where he's going to go. I have to just follow my instincts, I follow my emotions, and I commit to his journey, not mine, as a singer. When you reach these points of incredible emotional intensity, the end of the monologue is almost screamed, I mean really almost screamed, that you have to retain a tiny bit of control as a singer. Because if I were to let my voice go where I wanted it to go, I would end up hurting my voice, damaging my voice, not being able to sing for the rest of Act 3 and the whole of Act 4, which has some of the most enormous and beautiful music in it for me to sing. So you have to exist as an actor and as a singer on this tiny, fine point of balance between just enough control that you don't tear your vocal cords to pieces, but giving up enough control that you allow the emotion of this spoken section to take you where you need to go for the character and to take Œdipe where he needs to go.
Allez, rêve pareil.
This role, I think, is unique in my repertoire for asking so much dramatically, physically, vocally, in terms just of sheer stamina and length. And I have to say that every time I come to sing this role, I'm sitting in my dressing room saying, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. Don't make me do it. There's a little voice in my head that just says, you can't, it's too big. And every night I have to kind of jump over or jump off the cliff and just free fall, just start to fly. Because unless you give 100% of yourself to this role, it's not worth it. But that is a journey in itself, and a terrifying one, because the journey of Œdipe is one of madness and despair, but eventually one of joy, like hopefully all human stories.